Good morning, guys. Do you see my screen? Guys are able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll talk about Oracle reports. If there is a requirement to develop a report, nowadays we are preferring XML Publisher. Okay. If it's a brand new requirement, we can go with the XML Publisher because of its advantages like bursting, multilingual, barcode, graph creation. So those are all the various features are available here in XML Publisher. So for new report, always nowadays, everyone is preferring XML Publisher only. But Oracle reports is really required if there is a modification, slight modification in standard reports. So if you go to any module, okay, let's say I'm going to WinSAP. Here, as you know the path already, because we already worked right earlier, application server, Oracle, then Vision, file system. These are all the modules. If I'm working on account receivable module or account payable module, right now it is AR, account receivable, reports, US. US is for language. If you are working on multi-language, like Chinese report, Japanese reports and all, you will have another folders. For Chinese, one more folder. For Japanese, another folder. But right now we are working on English language related. There is no Korean reports and all. So these many reports are there. All are RDF. Every report will have an extension here, .rdf, report definition file it is. So these many 154 reports are there in account receivable itself. We don't know where exactly your end user or your client will ask you modifications. So instead of developing all this from scratch, we'll simply modify the existing reports. So again, I am giving a clarity. If there is a brand new requirement, we'll prefer XML. If it is modifications, we should know Oracle reports end to end. So we should not bypass it also. Okay. Now Oracle report is a reporting tool. Mainly, we'll extract the data. Reporting means we'll extract the data from database by combining various tables and columns. Now it will have a data model here where we'll keep a query. Now layout model, data model, and then layout model. So see here now. So first what you have to do, you have to connect to database here. Control J is a shortcut key. Control J, apps, VIX. Now you can see here, this is the data model and this is the layout model. Both are required here. So first, and triggers also we'll see later. Data model, you have to click on SQL here. SQL query. So we can include PLSQL also by using reference cursor. But right now it is SQL. Click on SQL and query we need to include over here. Query. Whatever the query it is, it may go beyond finalize also sometimes. Okay. What is your requirement? Let's say Let's say I would like to display here customer wise sales orders. This is the query. Customer sales order, these are the terminology part of O2C always. Everyone knows, right? The first step is what it is. We have to go. Okay, we'll do one thing. Instead of telling, okay, I'll take another requirement. How you get the requirement in the company? We'll go in that way. Okay. We will get, there is a document here that MD stands for here is module design. This example I'm not telling right now. I'll take another example. Okay. MD50. MD50 who will give you is functional consultant. Functional consultant will interact with the customer and they will take requirement what needs to be developed if it is a new requirement. Okay. Now you will prepare a query as per requirement and after that you will make report ready. So your responsibility is RDF development and registration. And after that you have to prepare, put all your efforts, all your work into MD70. MD70 here is again same module design. 70 is the number, fixed number it is. Project to project it will not vary. And another one is MD120. So MD120 means here is migration. Why migration is required? You are a developer, you will work in development. Then after that, you will move it to test environment and you will move it to any other environments like it may be UAT, user acceptance test, and finally production. So UAT, this all will cover later, production. Overall, three major environments. As a developer, you will work in development and you only need to migrate to test instead of redeveloping from test environment. Or finally, we'll hand over to the DBA to move it to production. So these are all the migration instructions we can include into MD120. Okay. Functional document is very easy. That is not our responsibility. Like manager or functional consultant, or if you are good at functionality, you also can act as a functional consultant here. MD50, once you get it, your responsibility is this. And one more also, there is a test case document, that is TE20. Test case document. So test cases means how will you make sure that your development is achieving your client requirement, whether it is giving a proper result or not. Okay, whatever the parameters you are passing, your report is working fine or not. So these are all we can see into test case it is. That is TE20. TE40 is also there, but that's not our responsibility. Your responsibility is not only developing a query. We'll have to do all this at one shot. That's why you'll get a lot of time. Okay, in the company. They will give you time for this. For preparing query 2-3 days or half day, depends. If it is complex 2-3 days, it is very simple half day. And you have to make sure whether it is giving proper result or not. These are all you need to do. For every report, you will get time, at least 1 week. Okay, if it is a medium complex. You need to prepare documentation also. Fine. Now, in some project, they may give less time, that I cannot say, but usually an average I am telling. Okay. Now first we'll see how this MD50 look like. Okay. We'll go like this only. The company how we get the same way, not like sample EMPT, EPT. No. I'll take one example, then after that we'll go. Okay. Still, I am not entering into report, guys. Reporting tool. First, I'll give this requirement document. Then later, I'll develop a query. Second step. Third step is report development. And fourth is registration. This is the way we'll go. So first requirement, as I mentioned, I need to search, guys, like Somewhere I saw final folder. These are all the reports I'm thinking to explain also quickly. It will not take much time for me. So for example, shall we take this? We already talked about the terminology open. Okay. So what is meant by open sales order or open purchase order or open invoice? Any idea? Open means what is? We already talked, right, in P2P, O2C? Correct. Pending things, right? So PO is created but not approved, or PO is created but not received, or not invoiced. That is called as a open. So how you get a requirement, or how you get a open POs? Which table? First of all, PO means definitely you need to use PO table, correct? So what are the PO tables? Can you mention, guys? Correct, correct. PO headers all we have to take. There is a column here. That's a closed code is the one column. Let's see if not, because there are so many different various. Yeah, closed code we can use. Where closed code, and even I am not sure what is the value as of now. Then how you get here? Take this closed code and put it here. You can see here closed, but I require finally closed. But we want it only open, right? Okay. Overall, 889 POs are open here. So that is pending, these many. Now what we can do, we go to your ARG ID also for your operating unit. How to identify the ARG ID? We are having two things here. One is operations, distribution, services. For operations, one ARG ID. For services, another ARG ID, like that it is. ARG ID from where you can find out here is examine $profile and ARG ID. So it is 204. But in the organization, it may differ here. The number is different. Now, if you go to another purchasing responsibility, that is Vision Services, examine $profile ARG ID. See, do you see? Automatically the value is changed. I mean to say, branch to branch, we can say in Oracle Apps terminology, it is an operating unit. For every operating unit, one single ARG ID will be there. So right now, I wanted a POs related to only particular operating unit. So how we can find it out? It is where ARG ID is equivalent to 204. You have to include AND condition here. So these many open POs are there. Earlier count was different now. Now it is 454 POs are open. So this we need to put into query format. Now go with the document it is. This is the functional, but it is not your responsibility. Other person will prepare. Okay. Other person means within your team only. Functional consultants are separate. Okay. They don't know anything about queries. Okay. You are a technical. Now check who is author, from which team, what is the document name, project manager, these are all they will only mention. Now come this first requirement read. You have to read line by line here. The same way you will get work in the company, guys. Read first. What is the need of this report? Who will use? Okay. First of all, you are extracting a data means someone has to use it. Why they require this? Create a new report with all open PO lines it is. See, we have retrieved just before headers, not lines. If you wanted lines, what do you have to do? We have to add one more line table, that is PO lines all table with quantity due greater than 0. So where can you see the quantity due? Which table? Any idea? In a PO screen only. PO, how many levels are there? 4 levels: headers, lines, line locations, and distribution. In the line locations and all, you can see that. And even line level also we can verify. Anyway, we'll develop. And who is the business owner? Who will use this report? In the company, there will be a number of managers, end users, and all there. But who will use this report? So they will use here supply chain manager related to purchase order, inventory, order management, and commercial quality manager. The names also. And end user, all buyers has to use this. And commercial quality manager, supply chain manager, these people only are going to use this report. Okay, it's really useful for them. Now, existing processes does not exist report. Already Oracle has not given. See, Oracle also given some report in PO. I told you, right, just before. If you go to here, PO module, reports, US. These are all standard reports. In this standard reports, there is no new functionality at all. Whatever the functionality they are asking, that is not covered by Oracle. Oracle has given, of course. Now, where can you see all the programs? Here is here only. Here is the place, all the programs are available. See, this reconciliation report, this you can see here, purchase order, all this PO, movement statistics report, supplier report, and buyers report, like that it is. All reports are there, but whatever they are asking, open POs, it is not there. That's why we are going for new requirement, new report development. So are you okay with this? Does not exist report, already exists. There is no report meeting to your criteria. That's why you are going with a new report development. Now, name of the existing standard functionality that partially satisfy the requirement. At least partially satisfies other requirements. There is no requirement like that. And then proposed solution. We required a report with all open PO lines with quantity due greater than 0 using PO type and need by date as a parameter. So how many types of POs are there? What are they? One more?
Planned.
Plan, correct. If you want to see the types of POs, you can go here. These are all the types of PO. Only 4, not 5. Okay. Standard, blanket, contract, planned. These are all the 4 types of POs, fixed. And need by date is they will pass. Where can you see the need by date? Any idea? Do you remember? This one, correct? And is there any column quantity due? Just press F11. You will have to search, or you can ask functional consultant also. I'm looking here, quantity due column. This is we are expecting. Not there, right? If you go to shipments here, go to status. This is received quantity and billed quantity, cancelled quantity. You will have to check all this. Go to distributions. This distribution quantity. Check all the columns. Where is the quantity due column? Now open the screen. Which screen you can identify that? See clearly. Let's see. This should be used as one parameter used to create the parameter means input we are going to give. Okay, what is that? That is type here. Now next. Here is the screen where appears all the information required. The report should include only the open PO with a quantity due greater than 0. So quantity due column is there here. Quantity due. But we have not seen that, right? Correct? And this date is the second parameter to create the report. Which date it is? The date is need by date. So overall, how many parameters? Correct. Parameters, how we can pass, I'll tell you. Okay. But quantity due we have not seen at all. Let's see. Go to actually there is a folder functionality. Okay. Show fields will be there, but still check is there any quantity due column? Not there, is it? This folder functionality is disabled in this. We are in services, right? Go with the operations. It is disabled, but they will introduce one more column over here. Here also disabled it is. I'll show you another example how the folder functionality appears. This is just example only. Let's see here, see folder. Then after that, show field. Some fields are not hidden here. There is no much space right here. The space is just hardly few fields we can see. If any fields are not fitted in the screen, then we have to go to folder. Then after that, show field. These are all the fields are hidden here. So many fields are there. If I want to use here bank where I can pick this. And if we don't want this, then what we have to do? We need to hide here. If there is real audio quality is required, please maintain. Go to purchasing. Go to purchase orders. Purchase orders. So anyway, in front end it is not showing, right? Let's check. Is there any column from backend for this quantity due? In that project, they have used this. Here also, can you see here there is a? Do you see this folder? This is called as a folder functionality. We need to enable. Usually, functional people only will enable all this. This is a set test system, right? Ours is sample system, so they have not enabled this folder functionality. Now, as of now, like we get an idea saying that we are going to display POs. These are all open. Okay. And then there are three parameters. One parameter is need by date, other parameter is type of the goods, and one more is type of a purchase order. We have 4 types: standard, plan, blanket, contract, correct? That's about that. Now go back to document again. Estimated frequency of run daily. Responsibility name to access this customization. Whatever you are developing a report, from which responsibility you are going to access it. Is that purchase order vision operations, purchase order service vision services? Like, what is your responsibility? The responsibility is what it is? GEPO super user. There must be one responsibility already. If not, what you have to do? You may need to create a responsibility. How we can create a responsibility? Go to system administrator. And then after that, you have to go to security responsibility define. So this responsibility creations usually senior people will take care. Okay. If they are busy, then definitely you need to create. Creating responsibility is not a big deal. Simply you have to mention the name here. Which responsibility right now? This one. GE is the client. You are working for GE client. GE purchase order super user. GE purchase order purchasing inquiry only. Inquiry simply. Extraction. GEPO buyer. So these are all the three users will have. So through that they can access a report here. Okay. So creating responsibility is very easy. What to mention here? Application name is what is? Purchasing. Responsibility keys. And here data group is standard. Application name is purchasing. And at the rate. Your menu name. Menu name is purchase order menu only we have to give. If you give other menus, you will not be able to see all these menus. And let's see purchase. I'm not sure what was the menu added. You will have to see all this. Purchasing is only for setup. Can we see this super user GUI? Save. So this responsibility we have to add it to your user. How to add responsibility to the user? New responsibility to the user. Go to security user define. Then after that, right. Attach. Save. Now, if you go to GPO user, you must see the menus at the left hand side. If it is wrongly attached, then you have to see. It's showing. So in GE super user also, you can create a requisition, you can create a purchase order, you can do all the operations. Now, in this responsibility only, user will go and submit your open PO report like this. Okay, he will not go anywhere. Any other responsibility. Clear? So what it means here? The responsibility name to access this customization. Customization means this report. Custom development, we can say. It's not a customization, it's a custom development. Now, expected output. This is the required format for the report on Oracle screen. Click on this. This is expected output. These many columns we need to design here. First is first what we have to do. We need to derive the number of PO number, supplier name, line number, line type, item description. From header level only we are taking 2 columns only. Correct? These 2 columns. And these are all the line columns here. Line type, item, quantity due, unit price, currency, need by date. Buyer is header level, yes. Buyer is another one. Okay. An account number in which table we can get it, guys? Which table? Headers, lines, line location, and one more is charge account, where you have seen. Correct, distribution level. And PO approval date, from where we can see? PO, whether it is approved or not, where can we see? PO action history, correct? And ship to organization, buyer, where can you see? Buyer, any idea? You already prepared queries, right? No, buyer separate, right? PO agents, have you heard? PO agents. Go to purchase orders. This buyer I'm talking about. Of course, for all people have, but it is stored into PO agents. Okay. Now, how many tables we have to use for this query? By seeing Excel sheet itself, we can tell, correct? Each and every column you must know from where it is getting derived. PO number, where can you see? What is the column name? Correct. Segment, what is the correct? Supplier name. Supplier name. For all people, if is for employee. What you have to do?
Vendor name.
Okay, let me show you again. I'm talking about this supplier. So if you don't know, also no worries. Correct. Vendor? No. Supplier will have 3 levels, right? Correct. PO vendors, or you can take AP suppliers. See, there are 3 levels right here: supplier, site, contact. Correct? 3 levels are there. But we wanted only supplier. We don't need site. We don't need contact. Now, if you don't know all this, also no worry. We have a best way, right? We have to go to record history. Take this table name. Directly also I can tell you, like combining and all, but if it is a new module, you must know like from where we are deriving, correct? So take this view. So I already prepared these conditions, everything. Only I need to add one more line. But meantime, what you can do, we'll go like this, query development. What we are searching here, supplier name, correct? Supplier name or vendor name. The vendor name is there. F3 to get a new value. F3 is stored in which table? V. Table is V is alias here. V dot vendor name. Go to from class here. You will have to tell me V stands for what it is from in the from class. Correct. Where exactly which line it is here? V. And as you mentioned here, PO number is stored into which column? Segment 1. F3. Segment 1 is stored into which table? POH. POH stands for what it is? Correct. That is PO headers. Right? Usually PO headers all we have to take. If you take PO headers, you may not get a data because it's a view. View doesn't hold data as per definition, correct? Now, POH and V. What is a join? In the where condition, you will have to see this one. You know why it is included here? Outer join. So is it a right outer join or left outer join? What is the functionality of it? You must know. Basic functionality only. So is it a left outer join or right outer join, guys? What it will show the result actually. So if it is like this, what you will explain me, tell me. Why it is additionally included here, plus tell me. To fetch matching as well as unmatching opposite side. Okay, from PO header solve, sometimes vendors it may be there or may not be there. See, without vendor also they will create a PO. Can you see now? PO number is derived, but there is no supplier at all. That is the reason why. Some POs we have to derive without suppliers also. So obviously matching as well as unmatching, both we need to display. That's why this condition is required here. In the PO header solve table, opposite side, matching as well as unmatching. Okay. Just focus on left outer join, right outer join. Just observe some various example you will come to know. Now we'll go development here. Okay. First is what it is. I'll just copy these columns, guys. Okay. Every time coming here and there, you may get confused. Now, I need a segment one column. That's a number. Just before only I showed you. I'm preparing a query from scratch. Column name is what it is. Segment one. Alias name, what you have to keep. PO number. What is the table name? PO. That's all. PHA. Then after that, suppliers where you have seen PO vendors. Alias name is V or PV or whatever you can. Alias name is our own choice. But usually we have to follow how people will follow regularly. Now, join condition is what it is. PHA dot vendor ID. That is equivalent to PV dot vendor ID. Column name, obviously vendor name. Column ambiguously defined, why it is giving that you know already. Yeah, alias name is mandatory. Otherwise, same column is stored in both the tables. Like this you can take. So two columns ready here. Number is ready. Then supplier is ready. Then after that, line number, type, item, description, UM, quantity, everything till here. Single table. That is table name is correct. PO line solid is. PO line solid. PLA. Now, if you wanted to know the join between PO header solve, PO line solve, you will have a ETRM or else here itself you can go. Correct? Go with the ETRM. You are okay with the document, right? Completely? Okay, or you want me to revise? So first we'll see the query preparation. If wanted, we'll come back. There are one is from header ID is there or PO header ID. Both are okay. Okay. That is PHA dot PO header ID. PLA dot PO header ID. Now we wanted all these columns here. Item description. Press F4 here. Or you can search here also. I wanted this item description. This one. Go to diagnostics and examine. This is a one method. Our second method is directly you can search here. Item description. Okay. Item description is okay. The next is what it is. UA, all you have to take. Unit of measurement. Check UAM. Unit miss lookup code it is. Okay. Each and every column you have to derive. They can easily identify what you missed. So that's why make sure every time. Quantity due. Quantity committed is there. So it is not there here. Quantity committed. Okay. There may be another attribute columns and all they can store because that is project related. Now next is unit price. Take unit price. Then need by date. Where can you see the need by date here? Lines level. This one, this column. Okay. Need by it is simply not need by date. Just click on this to arrange in a sorting order, ascending, descending. Need. Not showing right here. Need by date is not showing, correct? Check in PO line locations on. It must be there here, need by date. Okay. That's why they will give time. You need to verify each and every column. How to get ID values? Simply you have to go to diagnostics and examine here. You can see PO header ID. Take this. These ID values are hidden here. You cannot see in this. You can use this book view here. Check need by date where exactly it is there. You have to spend time on this. Not populated, is it? Here. It is getting derived from PO line locations or creation date it is showing. Not showing that. Line type ID, these are all it's showing here. We require a line type here, line type also, correct? Can I see this one? Line type. Anyway, these are all you take time, fine. PO line locations are also, you can easily identify that date by date. Wherever date is there, that there you have to stop and check. Start date and it is different. Okay, it is not populated in this. You can populate in DFF or somewhere else. Now, that query is already there. This is a query, complete query. You just verify this. All you known table only, PO headers, lines, and distributions, first 4 tables. Then after that, AP suppliers or PO vendors. PO vendors is for backward compatibility. It will have only old data. But definitely we need to use AP suppliers out of it. Or edged parties also we can use. This line type, you know why it is required here is just before I showed you. Line type is goods or services. Those are all things we can use. And this is for item number. And for all people of why I have used here, that's for buyer information. And ORG organization definition, that's organization name. And GL code combination KFE, you know why it is used? Concatenated segments. So do you feel this is a difficult query? This is the way you have to prepare query. Now, dates, parameters, we can use this like PLLA stands for what it is. Correct. We verified, right? Just before for need by date. Okay, lines it is not there, but it is available in line locations all table. Parameter is very easy. Simply you have to pass here colon this bind parameter it is, and between and it is, and line type. Just you have to use is equivalent to then bind parameter. So that's about the requirement. This query you need to develop. You may take half an hour or 1 hour based on your speed it is. Once you prepare a query, what you have to do? So as of now, in my explanation, I told you only MD50. So MD50, who prepares this? This is not your responsibility, but you have to go through this module design 50. If I ask you what are the contents of MD50, what will be your answer? Yeah, first is requirement. No need to follow sequence, but tell me what it contains. Sorry? Yeah, report type. Yes, next. Correct, responsibility. Okay. To which responsibility we need to attach this? Who will access? So who will access here? Next. Parameters, correct? And after that, what next? Columns list which you are going to derive. So these are all the contents of MD50. MD70 will be different again. That we'll see maybe in the next class. Now again see MD50. Just review once requirement, report type, responsibility, who will access all of it. So quickly we will go through this MD50 which we opened. So first is you are working for which client? You are working for GE Commercial Material. This is the end client. For this client you are working, and this is for Mexico. Then this is all the history. First is business purpose. What is the need of this? This we forgot actually, correct? This is the major thing, right? What is the business purpose of this particular report? Who will use this? And why they require is create a new report with all PO lines we are talking about, not headers. Header level is very easy. So simply open code. There is a column, right? Header level. We derived already query. Header level is there is a column that is closed code is equivalent to open. But in this case, it is not at header level. It is at line level. We are developing a query majorly based on line level. It is. Create a new report with all open PO lines with quantity due greater than 0. That is the one thing. And who is the owner of this? And who are all going to use this? Usually, this report is developing for these people only. They will use regularly. Is there any existing report for this? No, not there. That's why we are proceeding with the new requirement. Then frequency is generated. That's okay. Proposed solution. Proposed solution means this is the way you need to prepare a query. And they have given the screenshot also from where you need to pick it up. Now next, estimated frequency of run. They will use daily this report, daily. They wanted to know daily how many open POs are there. The frequency is, if you want to identify, there is a option here. How reports will be submitted daily, weekly, monthly, there is a option here. That option is this one. Here is this one. As soon as possible, periodically, every day. So this is the way they will schedule it. Every day the reports needs to be submitted, or every month. every hour also there. Some programs every minute also. The DVS and all, they will schedule. Some programs, they will schedule every minute. Clear? So for every point, you must know from what it is exactly. The estimated frequency of run is what it is daily. Okay, and responsibilities, through this responsibility only, end user is going to see your report. Estimated out, expected output. This is the sheet they have given. All the columns you have to derive. Okay, if you know all the tables, you can easily type it. No need to go to help record history and all. If I ask you, tell me this number is stored in which table? Column name, table name you have to see. Tell me. Segment one, few headers all. And this one, vendor name, AP suppliers. Line? No. I told you, right? Query I showed you. Line type is stored in other. Line type stored into this one. Separate table it is. Okay. And this is a line number actually. I'm talking about type. Okay. Item number is different, description is different. Item number is obviously MTL system has been. And join condition, if you want to add up, inventory item ID. All the columns are from same table. Buyers, from where you can derive HRMS table for all people F. Account number, where what is the table name? GL code combination KFE. Remember, KFE stands for prefix value. That's it. PO approval date. What is another table? PO action history. Okay, but in this case, is that derived PO action history? No, it seems. From PO only they are picking up. Okay. In PO also approved or not approved, we can see. You tell me like how much time will take this to develop this query without going record history. That practice is required actually. So straight away what you can do, you can start taking a column name, table name. You have to take first POS all, PHA. In the organization, you should not go to record history. Then after that, AP suppliers, supplier, and item table or PO line types, correct? Line types. Then item table is MTL system item B. The moment you add a table, you have to add joins also. This is not the correct typing all the tables once. That is not a good way of practice. PHA dot vendor ID supplier dot. I am not going to record history now, correct? I am typing all this. Then after that, one more table, that is PO line solve. For need by date, we have to add one more table, that is PO lines. Correct. Location solve. And charge account or any distribution information we have to use PO distribution solve and GL code combinations. You tell me now how much time it will take for adding joins. So that practice is really required actually. One time you know I am okay, you understand well, but speed is required in the company. If you take half day for this query means definitely they will get a doubt about it. You have to practice one query minimum 5 to 10 times. I know that you know the concept, but speed, you have to focus on speed only. Okay. As of now, in the last 1 hour 15 minutes, we spent on time on only one point, that is MD50. And then after that, the one more also we mentioned, that is query preparation. Query is also over. The next is what it is, RDF development and registration. MD70 and all we'll see later. Now RDF development, if you want to do it, we have to first go to report builder. This is where we need to include. First step is here. Click on SQL and include a query. Query is From here, it's finalized query, guys. I'm just taking the same query only. This is approved query already from a project. It's not a sample report, okay? In one of the project, we have done this. Reports will be easy like this, and complicated reports also you can see. Both complicated reports, majority of the time, seniors will take up. Now, I am not taking bind parameter initially. Okay. I'm just commenting this for time being. Bind parameter, lexical parameter, we have a time, we'll see later. Click on OK. This is the way you can see. Query, if you want to rename, you can rename. This query is for what it is going to display. Correct. That if it is one query, you don't need to do. You don't need to write like that. See, some queries are there. Example I'm showing. Some existing reports. I'll download through WinSCP. Any report, whatever the report it is. Let's say I'm taking this report. I don't know anything about this report, but I'm just dragging to local mission. Then open this RDF. This report we have dragged, right? Open this, go to data model. See, multiple queries are there. So definitely you need to rename the query. Simply you cannot say Q1, Q2. People will not be able to understand. This is for agent query. This is for company query. We can make a relation like this. This is called as a data link. It is data link. And you open another report, for example, let's say this report. I'll drag another report. Just 2-3 reports we'll see. These are Oracle standard reports. This I'm opening up to show you how many queries are there in that. So there are multiple queries, 3 queries. In our example, we have taken only 1 query and another report 2 queries, now 3 queries. There may be 100 queries also, depends it is. So that the data relationship. So some reports, I'll show you what now only. Go to payables. Don't feel that these are all difficult, easy only. Reports. Some reports I have seen multiple layouts, multiple queries. I just wanted to show you that queries. APX T7 RVT. Here there is no control F. You have to type it. APX T7. Quickly you have to type. This one. Okay. This is the report I am downloading now. To identify any RDF name here only. In the next screen it will be there, but this one. This is the execution file name is the RDF name. Let me open this. You will see how many queries are there. You should not feel these are all tough. See, let's see how many queries. You can see like this. I'll make you to understand even these many queries also. These are all easy only, not that much difficult. Okay. So we are at very beginning phase in knowing this report builder. Now go to our report. You got it right? How queries are included. First query is what it is. This one. So I have renamed it. How to rename? We have to press F4. This is the Q. Q means query it is. Now this is called as a group name. It is group name. If you want to make it bigger, also we can use. There is a functionality. It is zoom in. Then again, you are okay right now with the font. Okay. Whatever the column is there in this list, automatically it will be assigned here. Automatically, it will take automatically, but you can rename it as usually F4. Here, PO details like this. So that is the way we can, but you cannot rename this column. See, it is not allowing. If it is any calculated column like this, then you can rename. This is a calculated column, so it is allowing. See, whatever the columns are coming from query is not modifiable. We cannot modify. If you want to modify, then you have to modify here. So here, if I modify, it will come automatically. Can you see now it is renamed? To rename any column, what you have to do? We have to modify into query only. Just double click, it will allow you to show the query. There you can modify. Clear? Now this is called as a data model. Now next is layout model here. In the layout model, there is a frame is required. It's like a container. Frame. This is the frame. Inside of a frame, how many groups are there at this moment? Only single. But this you can divide into various groups. See, I divide into 2 groups now. If you have a group by supplier wise purchase order, one supplier may have 10 POs, one to many relationship it is. So right now, I don't want to divide this. Remove, delete simply. Now, how many groups are there here? G, single group. So for every group, one repeating frame is required here. This is called as a repeating frame. Frame and repeating frame. Repeating frame, is there a difference appearance wise? There is an arrow mark, right? This arrow mark is called as a print direction. It is. You are printing first row, then second row, third row, like this. But sometimes first column, January month, December month, November month, that's called as a column month. So for that to display it as, we have to use across here. See, this is different. Arrow mark is changed now. Earlier it was down, now it is across and down. Right now I am displaying here down only. The moment you take a repeating frame, you have to assign the group name, frame and repeating frame. Then inside of it, there is a text field here. Then boiler text, there's a subheading. Subheading is here, segment 1. PO number. PO alias name we have kept right here. Now run this report. That's it. But if you notice here, it is displaying only 1 record per page because it is not able to expand its area. So what you can do, there is a property here. Property name elasticity. Come down, vertical elasticity, you can see here. This one, vertical elasticity. We have to use expand. At a time, you can set it, Control A, you can set. Then F4, go to vertical elasticity to expand. Now run this. Per page, it is showing here 3 records. Only it is expanding, but you have to set variable. If you set variable, that will be a different story. F4, here variable, automatically it will adjust itself. Can you see now? There is a variation. Okay, And if I want to add another column, what I need to do? Go back to layout model and click on this. Take another text field like this. What is the second column? Vendor name, correct? Run this report. Vendor name. If I want to add few more columns, what I need to do? I need to extend this border. So to extend this border, we have to go to Object Navigator, Paper Layout main section. So this is where we have to modify. It should not go beyond 14, otherwise it will cross printable area. Paper layout. Now you can see it is extended. So instead of dragging all this field, this field, this field, if you move this, it is expanding. See, the entire set is expanding. That is because of a mode here. That mode is flex. Flex mode off. If you move also only individually, that field only will be moved, not the entire set. So now what you can do? Flex on again. Now you can expand. You can down or move the entire set. You can expand here. Okay. Take another text field here. What is another field, guys? In your query, all the columns are here only. See, all the columns are there. Unit price, let's say, same sequence you have to follow. However, in the report, as of now, I displayed only number and supplier. Next is line, type, name. This sequence you have to follow. While testing, they will object you if you follow your own order. Okay, line type or line number. Press L, it will take automatically. Then execute this. So this is the way you can keep adding the columns. Now you have to save this RDF. Like file extension is what it is. Report builder. You can mention here your client name and your module name and your purpose. That is open PO. This is the way we can display. We can save as a RDF. So the next step is what is registration. The registration tomorrow I'll tell you. Continuously cannot listen, I know. Registration and then followed by MD70, 120, T20, all this. So we have around 30 reports, guys. 30 reports. These are all you must know. If they ask you what sort of reports you developed or what sort of reports you customized, you can mention all this. Okay. These are all client. XXAI is a client name. AI. These are all the titles. Go here. RDF and its output. Trial balance, void payment, this time board. These are all the terminology also you must know. And this is our project transactions. And this is for last PO price. MD50 here also there it is. So shall I give 3-4 samples or I'll give all the documents, just go through it. Here also one more MD50. Topical HTML, this is a business requirement like that. So today what we discussed in the last 1.5 hours, guys, tell me. What is MD50? Who will give you? What are its content? And then after that, query preparation and report development. Report we have not executed, we have executed multiple times. 3 points only simply. So in the next class, we'll see registration and other stuff. Any doubts? And I need to tell you about the tool also. Like all the things are there here. Summary column, formula column, and in the layout, there are many properties, matrix layouts. I may take 3 more or 4 more classes for this RDF. Okay. Any queries online?
Browser.